How are you? I am Lady L.
I am Brownie.
J, and we have a special guest, Mr. Marcus Ellis from Giving with a Purpose with us today. Thank you all for joining us. We're getting ready to share out the live show, so give us a second while we do that.
Yes, as well as we want you to share too, please. Thank you. And also, we ask that you actually get involved in this discussion because it's going to be some great information, especially about giving with a purpose. So,
1 second. So the network is kind of slow in here, so we're going to work with it, y'all. But, anyways, let us move right on along.
okay.
Today's episode is focused on giving back, and we have our special guest here, Mr. Marcus Ellis, with us so that he can talk about his business, his nonprofit, Giving with a Purpose, and what they do and how they give back to the community.
Mm-hmm.
So we participate in your yearly event that you have, for the most part, the socks and underwear drive. But we want you to be able to explain and talk about what you guys do with your business and how you guys give back. So, and how it got started. So,
Yes.
Yes.
Also, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brownie.
No, I was just going to tell us a little bit about yourself as well.
Definitely. And then your team, because I know it's not, it takes a village. And of course, Mrs. IC
Hey.
is also a big part of it. Sorry that she couldn't be here today, but definitely tell us, like Ms. Bradley said, tell us about you, your team, what you all do, etc. Sorry.
First of all, I want to thank y'all for having me here, and happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Cheers to
Definitely.
that.
Let's make sure we kick that off. We all probably worked really hard this week and deserve to get this weekend up on us. So, so a little bit about me. Again, Marcus Ellis, and I'm the founder of Giving with a Purpose, and this is my true way of giving back to the community. I happen to work in a field daily that is dedicated to the residents of the District of Columbia, but I never try to view that as my service, right? If you get a check for something, you should make sure that, in my opinion, that you do something outside of that to give back to your community. And
Absolutely.
Giving with a Purpose serves that mission for both myself and my wife. We see Giving with a Purpose as our assignment. It's a quote by Muhammad Ali, and I might mess it up just a little bit, but giving is the way you pay your rent for your time on earth.
Yes.
And we
Like
truly
that.
believe in that. But in terms of myself, for the last 20 years, I've been working in the district government in various positions that have been designed to make impact, whether that was Parks and Recreation, working with inner city youth, the department, DC Public Schools, working with the athletes as a director of athletics. Spent a few years down at New Beginnings, our long-term juvenile detention center, working with youth that were incarcerated, and now I'm doing community work as we try to tackle the violence in DC, but not using a policing approach, trying to connect folks to resources and give folks a way out, knowing that we weren't born to be violent, right? So how can we connect folks to services that give them a fair first chance at some of the opportunities in our city? And so that's in a nutshell what I'm doing in terms of my day-to-day work. But ultimately, Giving with a Purpose is my heart. This is my baby, for lack of better terms. And so I appreciate all the support that the three of you have given over the last 5 years or so toward our organization. And again, I'm thankful to be here and ready to talk.
Nice. So, where did you come up with the name Giving with? I mean, outside of what you just explained about Mount Valley, but where did you come up? Because I know a lot of this has to do. If I remember, I wasn't able to make that event, but with your dad too, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I think that the concept of giving with a purpose was more about not just giving for the social media likes, which is really popular nowadays. I think that
Is it ever?
I got one of my best friends, really good friend, Mr. Tony Lewis Jr., who does a lot of work in the community. I always always tell him that I think that he has to be credited with making philanthropy like a cool thing. Like being a philanthropist in DC now was almost
Yes.
like being a local rapper.
It
Right?
is.
And it's cool to come through events and, you know, maybe you drop something off or you make sure, get yourself in that group picture so that you can post it and be like, yeah, I was here, but for real, are you really giving with purpose? Like, what's the point behind what you're doing, and do you really feel like it is your assignment and it's something that you're really focused on? So that's kind of where me and my wife Tasha came up with the concept of like, let's make sure that as we give, we have some purpose behind it,
Yes.
that it's assignment based,
Right.
that we're not all over the place with our giving. And you know, you tie that back to my dad, who you know, one of our missions in Giving with a Purpose is colon cancer awareness. So he passed from that back in 2010. So it just became one of the things that we made sure we focused on.
Right.
So what are some challenges you see with people when you're bringing this forward and explaining to them the purpose of this?
Not really. I don't really see a lot of challenges. It's more about trying to provide, I guess, avenues for people, right? A lot of people want to give back, and they're just looking for a way to do it, right? And so one of the missions of our agency, of our organization, I should say, is presenting, you know, a lane for you to be able to do that. And you might not know how you want to give back. You just know what's in your heart, right? And so it's just really connecting with people to make sure that they understand and kind of identify with what our organization does. And if one of these tiers that we offer you is the way that you want to give, we just want to kind of welcome you to do it.
Nice. So can you tell us more about this event that we've attended, you know, a couple that we've attended that's actually coming up? Give
Yeah.
everyone the dates, location, how they can, you know,
Attend or donate
anything.
monetarily.
No, absolutely. I think that I gotta say thank you. Y'all are like there every year. We're going in
We tried.
Yeah.
I think you missed it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, so y'all was there every year, but 1 year, you know, y'all slacking. I need y'all to get it. You know, I take everything I said back.
We're gonna do better.
We'll see that you promise.
So yeah, I think the year was 2015 when we started our first event. It was the inaugural Socks and Underwear event to benefit homeless men.
Why did you do socks and underwear?
Yeah, that's a great question. We did our research, right? And again, we always wanted GWAP, which is the acronym GWAP DC for Giving with a Purpose, to have intention behind what we were doing, right? And so we did our research, and we found that socks and underwear were two of the most needed items for homeless men. You have to really think about it. Homeless population, they spend a lot of time on their feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of moving around, right? And so a lot of times, you know, we think about the warmth of having on socks, but really when you're talking about socks and underwear, you're talking about hygiene. You're talking about disease that can come from not having those essential items. That is a very real thing. And so we wanted to say, okay, look, there are a lot of people doing food, they're doing, you know, whatever that is. So, yeah, and all these different things. Coat drives, all of that takes place. So we're going to focus right here, socks and underwear. And so in 2015, we kicked off that event with a great partner of mine who was DJ Quicksilver. A lot of folks are familiar with from both 93.9 and 92.3, doing amazing, not just work as a DJ, but in his community. And so through some mutual friends, my brother Casey and again Tony, we connected, and I said, hey, look, this is this thing I'm trying to do, and he was with it. And so we did that first event, and immediately we connected with Central Union Mission. Yeah, which is a huge shelter in the district. And we needed it, so I felt like I had the support. And so now when we get all this stuff, these socks and underwear, what are we going to do with it? You know what I mean?
And that was one of my questions. So when you get all of the socks, where do they go? And speaking of, so from your first event, 2015, up into last year, can you tell us, like the
We've seen the
percentage?
progression.
Yeah,
We've
yeah,
seen
yeah.
the progression,
You know,
but
that's
I
why
want to know
I'm
like
telling people,
numbers, like what do you, if you don't mind sharing
No,
it?
absolutely. I can walk you through that. And so, 2015, when we started, there was a spot that I truly missed by the name of Uniontown in the heart of Southeast. It's no longer open, but it probably held about 100 people, and we were strategic. It was our first event. I wanted to look packed. You know what I mean? I wasn't about to have it in the park. You know what I mean? Man, it looked like it's 8 people there, so we did it there, and it was literally standing room only.
Nice.
So the next year we come back working with the same restaurant, and they gave us the upper floor, which was bigger,
Yes.
standing room only. And by the third year, we were like, I don't know, we don't want to do it like this no more.
Yes.
I think,
It's a little bigger.
yeah, year 3, we switched up and we went to the Red Rocks off 8th Street.
Right.
Year 4, we went to Red Rocks again, and what we noticed was, man, we had run out of room at Red Rocks.
Yes. Yeah, because we were all like,
Yeah. It's a good problem to
Right.
have.
It's a really good problem.
And so leading into this year, what we'll be on December 14th, will be at Ivy City Smokehouse, which has a lot more space for us to, yeah. And so this is really the part where my wife is like so clutch, because I'm doing the interviews, and you see
Talking
my face
people,
on
yeah.
the news and this, that, and the other, talking about the event and just making them connections, but the work comes afterward. I think, I think y'all know that, the theme of the event is really about come out, party, have fun, have good drinks, eat good, and you're going to have good music and a good time, network, but bring the socks and underwear.
Right.
when you come.
Yes.
But the aftermath is real. So it starts with, that night, gathering everything up. I got a crew of volunteers, just really good friends that come through. Shout out to my man Jay and Sean and Dee and Kim and Maisha and Naisha. I can keep going. Just some of the key folks that have always been there to support us. And so we get them together. We get them back to our home. Our basement turns into like a warehouse for socks and underwear.
Nice.
And the care that, my wife puts into this is real. We don't just drop these off at a shelter. She sizes them up. You got your 5X's, 4s, extra larges, all the way down to smalls. She gets them all together. So she makes sure that each man gets 3 pairs of socks
I love that.
and 3 pairs of underwear. She takes the time, her and her crew, they put them in the gift bags.
Wow.
And so when we take them to Central Union Mission, it's normally Christmas Eve or right there before, and these men are receiving their gift. It's not just like, here goes some socks and some underwear, go get yourself. You know what I mean? It's a gift bag that was taken, put together with care and time, a lot of time, right? And so that's where she really comes through clutch with her group of friends. That's when I get out the way. I've done it, you know what I mean? Here goes the stuff. And let me move, because the organizational part is all her, and I need to get out of her way, but she does that.
Go ahead, Mrs. Icy.
Yeah. So that's pretty much how that goes. But then, because of the love and support of everybody that's contributed to the event, there's always access stuff. We have a lot of stuff left over. And so, random Saturdays, you just hopping in a car, you got, brothers out here sleeping, and we just hand to hand.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weird comparison to say this, but y'all younger than me, but I'm gonna try. So like Nino Brown, New Jack City.
No, Brown.
So y'all remember that pop? He was in the hood and he was just like giving out turkeys. And I popped the trunk, and the men come up, and it's just like you just moving them, you just giving them out.
You guys go down to what is that, Franklin Square?
I've done there. My good friend Mo Better and his wife Adrian, they do a lot of stuff at Franklin Square. So one time they invited me out for his shout out to Santa Claus. My man Mo Better doing this thing with that, taking care of some of the children in our city that have been sexually abused. But he had a kickoff at Franklin Park one year, and same thing. Came through with the socks. Like basically, once this event happens, I just look for other events.
Yeah.
Right.
Part of our mission, the fourth aspect of our mission is to join with like individuals who are looking to get back their way. And so from there, it's like, oh, you doing what? you getting clothes together for somebody that's going to college. We got their socks and underwear, you know what I mean? Whatever that might look like, and so that's what we kind of do to move that forward.
That's amazing, because we do know like the statistics say like what the homeless population is like 1% in the area, in the DMV area. So that's a lot of people when you come to think about it. And you know, everybody doesn't have that opportunity to have socks or underwear.
Yeah.
I'm out every third Sunday with my church. We go down to Franklin Square Park and we, hand out clothes and we hand out food and stuff like that. So just to see that and experience it is something in itself, and something that I know that you do that I admire, because I know that I couldn't do it. Is you sleep outside?
Yes.
Once a year, right?
Yeah, that's coming up.
Yeah, you're told. So that's something that you do. Like, I want you to tell us about that too, because that's an experience. You're out there with those our homeless brothers and sisters who, who sleep out there every night. So one night out of the year, you're out there with them.
Yeah.
And I know other organizations are involved, so if you want to, listen, if they don't mind you listening, because listing them.
No, absolutely. And when you go back, let me know. I'm gonna send you some socks and underwear. That's for sure. So Covenant House, they focus on youth homelessness, right? So normally like our teenage population, and once a year they have an annual sleep out. I think, that's going on about 5 years now too. Referring to my same brother again, Tony Lewis Jr. had been doing this for a couple years, and I was like, wow, considering what I do, I need to feel it.
Nice.
Like if I'm gonna get to it, let's see what it's really about. And they blocked it. Yeah, they blocked off that first year. They blocked off Pennsylvania Avenue downtown. They gave us a slab of cardboard. We brought our sleeping bags, and it was on. We slept outside for the night, and so that year, I'm gonna be quite honest with you, it was about 46 degrees outside. It was alright. It wasn't a horrible situation. Last year when we did it, it was in the 20s. And I told my wife, I was like, I almost didn't make it. Like I wanted to call it quits. It was freezing cold, and what you don't realize is that when you're laying on that ground. So just say you lay on your side, this whole thing goes numb.
It goes numb.
And it's sore, and you try to turn over, and you're trying to do all these things.
Oh
It's like, there's no way to get comfortable. It's and if you get comfortable, it hurts. You know what I mean?
Hard.
And my 6'5" self got this sleeping bag, they come up there here, I'm trying to get down in it, and it's not working, nothing is working. And it was definitely one of the roughest nights, but I'm doing it. I mean, I need to get a date for you all on that. I'm not gonna stop. I'm doing it again this year, and that's something that I'm gonna continue to support. We talked about eventually, perhaps even breaking off from Covenant House and doing our own. Because mine isn't focused. What I do isn't focused on youth. They have that, and that's their assignment. And so we might do a different type of drive, just focused on the adult population as well.
So now, if I so I can understand, and I apologize if this comes off as a stupid question. Are you actually out there sleeping with the homeless individuals, or is it just more so that it's blocked off just for the group and the organization?
It's volunteers, yeah.
Okay.
So it's interesting though, because the spaces where you sleep at, they change. One year, we slept right off of New York Avenue.
Oh, wow.
So homeless people were there, and they were coming through, and they were like, we support y'all brothers. It was like, wow, we support y'all. It was just a weird adult dynamic, right? And so, we're not. It's really a group of volunteers that are dedicated to showing and bringing attention to it. So that's more so what it is.
I've always wanted to know that.
Yeah.
So how did that experience humble you?
It did a lot of things. And full disclosure, I'm an open book, right? I believe in sharing my experiences so that one, people feel okay with doing that, and two, if someone looks at me perhaps as some type of inspiration, I want you to know where I come from. And so the homeless thing was real for me, in my real life. It didn't lead to sleeping outside, but it did lead to what we call couch surfing.
Right.
And, like, it was no home. It was,
Right, yes.
wherever we can get in and fit in there. And so we were a step away from that. I always like to say that, if you don't handle your business, most people are 2 or 3 paychecks away from that.
I know that's
Yeah.
especially right about now.
You know what I mean? Exactly right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be really intentional about that, but that's kind of the inspiration behind Socks and Nuts. I think my pastor Keith Battle says this all the time. Normally your passion is be drawn from something you went through.
That you experienced
Yeah, and
yourself,
so socks and underwear is because I was close to that. You know what I mean? And I knew, even if it was that Christmas when we were going through that socks, that might have been the gift.
Right.
For that year.
Exactly.
With my dad passing from colon cancer, now I'm on a mission to make sure as many black men as possible know about colon cancer and the effects of it. Yeah,
and
get
get tested, get checked.
and all of that,
Those
because
physicals, yes.
you see that happen to someone you love, and you got 2 things you can do. You can get angry, or you can turn that anger into some type of action.
Yep.
And so that's kind of what I've chosen to do. And then my wife coming in with women's empowerment. While she's amazing and dynamic now, she had her trail, she had her path to get to where she's at. So same focus on trying to pull up others. They might be going through something similar to what she went through. So.
Yes.
Yeah, Giving with a Purpose is really just birthed from passion and our experiences. Yeah.
How can somebody
Love it.
donate or volunteer?
So it's a couple of ways. WAPDC, GWAPDC.com is our website. And you can go there and sign up to volunteer. We also have WAPDC as the Cash App. To anybody that can't make it out to the event, they would like to donate directly, you can do it via Cash App. And in general, come out. Like, let's have some fun on this.
W-A-P.
Yeah.
G-W-A-P.
DC.com, and that's the same on Instagram and Twitter and all our social medias. It's the same thing, WAPDC.
Okay. Definitely let our viewers know, as well as, thank you, Juan, for sharing too. Let our viewers know again about your event that's coming up.
Yeah.
December 14th,
Yes.
December 14th,
Ivy City Smokehouse, right?
Ivy City Smokehouse. We are going from, the time switch, I'm going 3 to 7.
Okay.
3 to 7. You know what I mean? For us 40 and over, you can be in the bed by 10. Party hard from 3 to 7. And again, it's gonna be a fun time. There'll be always drink specials, food specials. We have free giveaways. Special. I'm gonna let this out the bag just so y'all show. Normally, Quicksilver is there as a co-host, but this year he's actually DJing. So the party is gonna be extra
What's
lit.
your goal for this year?
I'm glad you asked that. So you asked earlier about numbers. To date, we started off averaging serving about 300 men. We're at right now going into year 4. We've served over 1,500 men.
I love it.
Yeah,
That's
and
amazing.
so
Congratulations.
Appreciate that. And so, that first event with Central Union Mission is 150 men approximately at their dinner. But this year we really want to exceed 1,000. We want to take that next step and serve 1,000 men this year, going into year 6, and really be able to be intentional about doing that.
All right, so y'all heard that, right? Y'all heard the numbers, y'all heard what he's trying to do. So
1,000 men, you guys.
So we need to make sure that we are giving, back. This is the season to do that.
Yes.
We are in a season of giving. We should always be giving, but
Mhm.
this is definitely the season to be giving. November, December, into the new year.
Yeah.
And blessing other people, especially if you can be a blessing to others, then that is something that we should be doing. But I'm definitely looking forward to coming to the event. I know we're always looking forward to coming to the event and bringing our gifts and giving back, because like you said, like it's a passion. And when you see it and when you know it and you see it out there, you've experienced it. I've never experienced it, but to be out there with my church every third Sunday and to see those homeless men and women and the kids that are with them sometimes, you have a passion to want to give back, because it's something that is needed.
Yes.
It's definitely needed.
Absolutely.
So I look forward to the event. I don't know about anybody else. I'm looking forward to it.
We do
And
too.
If y'all have any questions, make sure you're posting your questions.
Yes, at this time, we're opening up to our social media world to ask any questions for us or ask any questions for Marcus. This is your time to do so.
Yes. And then we hope that you can actually attend the event. Like he said, 1,000 men. Let's make it happen.
Free admission. All we ask is you bring some socks with them.
Bring some socks, underwear, t-shirts.
No, don't bring your.
Yeah, don't bring
it's
it.
like-
Listen, we don't want that.
Oh my gosh.
People do it, believe it or not.
I say people
do it.
It's happening.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, people do it.
If I could put out one thing, we tend to neglect our men that need the larger sizes.
Yes.
So please, if you can grab those 2X's, 3X's, and occasionally 4X's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I noticed too when we're out. Like, it's a lot of bigger men and we don't have clothes for them.
Yeah.
When we go out as a church. And my stepdad is a bigger guy.
Okay.
So a lot of his stuff I'll bring out and I'll make sure that those guys get that. Like, get first dibs on that because there usually isn't anything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, we want to make sure that you are bringing the bigger sizes and bigger foot sizes too, not just, you know,
Yes, definitely. And then, Marcus, outside of the t-shirts and the socks, if they decide to donate, like, toothbrush, toothpaste, is that okay too? Like, if they want to put that in the bag, or do you?
They
prefer
can,
not
but
to
it's
have
not. Yeah.
It's not what y'all
And we learned this as well when, I don't know, maybe it's just the way I grew up. When I say underwear, I mean drawers. I don't mean like t-shirt. Like,
oh, you don't mean t-shirt?
Like
underwear?
people bring, because underwear is not just, it's underwear.
No, right. T-shirts before I had t-shirts, underwear, and socks.
And trust me,
I'm like,
they
okay,
made
they
it.
didn't use it,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know.
They made it.
I remember,
Yeah.
you know, Simpson, we went and we did t-shirts, socks,
Yeah.
underwears, and I'm like, oh, maybe we should go listen to it. And that's what I want to ask if that's
Yeah.
okay to do.
My man, Southeast Slim, he always be like, so when is the socks and drawers joint? That's you know what I mean? And it's like,
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, we'll make sure that we got it. We understand.
Yeah, we got it. And I want to apologize. I know the last time when we ended, and I ended my live, we had questions. So right now, I don't see anything, so I will assume that we don't have any, but if you did leave some questions, I will respond back. As well as I think do you have any
Yeah,
questions?
I just have a comment. Teresa Williams said, awesome work. So congratulations to you
Oh, that's my
and your
sis.
team. That's your sis?
Yeah.
Hey sis!
Yeah.
So yeah, that. I mean, what you're doing is awesome, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. It amazes me every year to see how much you are doing and just like it's a blessing for other people to be. I mean, for you to be able to be a blessing to other people is amazing. So we just want to make sure that we're supporting you, and that we want our audience and the people who follow us to support you also, because it's a dope thing.
You know what's funny? And I get this all the time. We always have this discussion at work. As Black people, we normally try to put each other down or be ahead of the game. So I'm so appreciative of this organization
Thank you.
because giving with a purpose, when you really think about it, I put it in terms of what would God do? How would God give me? What would God do for me to give me things
The
that
things that you need.
Yeah.
Things you need.
Yeah.
Yes.
What will be His purpose?
To finish your mission. Yeah.
And
To
so
do your mission. Not to finish what you do.
I'm excited about what you have been doing and what you're
Gonna
going
be
to
doing
do.
because it's getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
every year.
I'm definitely going to keep you in prayer as well as your wife
Thank you.
because I know this isn't easy.
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
definitely not.
And
easy.
I know it is definitely God's work. So kudos to you guys for
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
Keep going. Keep pushing to the top,
pushing.
man.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
And you have our support.
Appreciate that.
Yes.
You have our
Yeah.
support.
I know that for sure. I think that, I think there's Bach is like a river, and what we're trying to do is formulate streams for people just like you all to hey, look, grab more of this and let's all build together. I love the way you put that in terms of there's no competition, there's none of that. I'm glad you recognize that.
And it's us as Black people people that I see it on the news all the time, and it's like, why can't we, as Black people, come together? Because do you know if we came as together as people, how strong we would be?
Yeah.
I look at the Hispanic organizations and the Chinese population and how strong knit their countries are, and we as people are fighting each other, shooting each other down, wondering what this person's house look like, wondering what kind of car this person's car look like, but we never come together as people to unite.
Yeah.
And it's sad, but it's our reality.
Yes,
So what your organization is doing is uniting us, and I want more people to jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
I want more people to not only start guap, but also start guap 2, guap 3. So
They can't say our name, but I feel you.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
franchise.
People out here trying to.
Oh yeah, we saw that.
I'm sorry, no, we'll talk about that.
Let's take it and run with it and
Do something else.
Yeah,
Make it your own.
unite.
Like just like partner. Like you said, you want streams.
Fellowship.
You know what I mean?
Fellowship together.
Yep.
You know, make it happen together.
So, Kimo Sachi, who we know is Southeast Slim,
My God.
he has a question. He said, any advice for anyone who wants to start giving back?
I think that, I do have some advice for that. Again, locate your passion. What are you passionate about, right? And figure out how you can best formulate your own concept to give to that thing that you're passionate about. Me and Kimo Sachi, Slim, Southeast, like 17 names, all dope names, but we have a friend by the name of Dice. Y'all might see this dirt on my face, right? Y'all never see me with this much dirt.
I
on
know.
my face. And at the end of the day, they do Movember every year in support of a particular cause. Okay.
So you growing it back, you growing it in.
There's some things that I can't grow anything, but I am all in because my guy Dice, we all donated, me, Slim, and Dice thus far, our Hit or Quitter family donated, and this is our thing. It's not, a lot of times people do the whole Movember thing, it's like just about growing a bed.
Right.
You gotta match the dollars with that, and so now I think that Slim said it best, this will probably be Dice's thing going forward.
Right.
And it's going towards, I think we're donating towards, it's in support of one of the awful cancers out here that affect men. And so that's what our donation is going toward. But you find your thing. So this is fun. It's fun for them because they have full beards, all those But I think that's the key is really finding that thing because work is work, and I happen to be very fortunate to work in a field that I'm passionate about.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, for most folks, work is work.
Right.
To have an outlet to do something that's about your passion, it might even balance that stress that comes from your day-to-day work. And I gotta say this quick shout out, my guy Kimo Sachi, Southeast Slim, has an amazing vlog. It's called Dreading the Rod. You can see our travels to Greece, to Thailand, to various different things. So if you're not following Dreading the Rod, please do that.
Definitely.
He's doing an
that's on
amazing
YouTube,
job
right?
with that. Yeah, absolutely. And don't just make sure you subscribe.
Yeah.
Whenever you don't just look at it, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, for sure. But I think
You got a shout
I
out.
think
You got a shout out, Kimo Sachi.
We're gonna go to our evolving soul. Do we have any questions on there?
There's no questions.
Okay.
But one other thing that I did want to say is for those of you who are looking to give back, you might not be the person who starts something, but you could be the person who joins an organization. So you might like to work in the background. You might not like to be up front. So you can find an organization that you feel drawn to and you want to give back to, by joining them. So, find an organization. There's so many places, so others may eat. Some Giving with a Purpose.
Absolutely.
Or Central Union Mission.
Santa Claus.
Yeah, Santa Claus. There's so many different organizations out here. Google is your friend.
Yeah.
So look up these organizations, find out what they're doing. If you feel connected to their mission and what they're doing, then join them.
Yeah.
And if you feel connected to doing something on your own, then do it. So it definitely doesn't have to be you jumping out there and doing it, on your own and being that leader, but you can, join somebody else's mission.
If I could, and the one thing to add to that is that, grant dollars and things like that are drying up, right?
Yes.
So while personally, you want people to be there, get your hands dirty, give back, never underestimate the power of that check or that donation, because most of these organizations, we doing it on our own. Like, there's no huge financial backing, right? And so if you want to, drop that donation to organizations, and I'm not asking this for myself, I think we're in a decent space, but for some of these folks, make sure that you, if it's that $25, that goes a long way. You know what I mean? And so just pay attention to that along the way too. Shout out to DJ Cam. He's also DJing. He's my core DJ at the event.
Hey, DJ
Cam.
So, social media world, my challenge to you is come to the event, and also when you come to the event, come with 5 pair of underwear and 5 pair of socks, as well as either a $10 or $15 donation to their organization.
There we go.
There we go. We're going to meet that challenge too. We're going to meet that challenge.
DJ J Cam, I'm sorry.
J Cam.
That's my guy. Like, I know I'm not used to calling him his DJ name. It's like family, but thank you for that. Y'all listen to her. She just told y'all some good stuff.
She did. She did. Because we know y'all have underwear and socks to go to at home.
Exactly.
So we want to get back.
Y'all know that feeling? I mean, y'all are women, I'm a man, but it's like, remember the first day of school? I'm laying out the socks, the underwear. For these men, like, it's a really dope feeling. And the other core part, if I could, is that when we accept volunteers when we go to the Central Union Mission as well. Like, it's 150 members serving. So
are you putting it out there on your in your website and on
our website has a
volunteer
volunteers. But it's nothing like the feeling of the look when they receive it.
Yes, I know that's an appreciation.
So if you can't give back because you don't have the financial means, then you can volunteer.
Absolutely. You can volunteer time.
Absolutely.
Yep. Time is also valuable. So. And people appreciate it.
Well, listen, I'm proud of you all.
Thank you.
You are doing a great
It's a dope thing.
It absolutely is.
Like I said, thank you. And not only thank you for being here, but you support us too. So thank you for supporting us in our business.
So much.
Absolutely.
And what we've done. So it goes hand in hand. We appreciate you.
Look, man,
No,
my wife is
appreciate
a
you.
brown woman. I gotta support my beautiful brown sister.
Thank you. Thank you.
For sure.
Appreciate it.
Mrs. Ice, thank you for sharing him tonight with us.
Yes. Thank you for sharing him tonight on a Friday.
Yes.
But we are grateful to have you, Marcus. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you, everybody who's joining us online. We have so many viewers, and we appreciate you tuning in this evening with us. I don't see any more questions, so if you guys don't have any more questions, or if you do, if you do have any questions, then go ahead and you can send them in the comments, send it via DM, or I will also post a flyer for your event on the Evolving Soul website. We'll share it so that you guys have that information, and I'll tag the Giving with a Purpose Facebook page and Instagram page so that you guys can go there. You'll have the link and you can go ahead and volunteer if you choose to.
Yes. And again, like I said, I don't know if you all have comment. I apologize. Marcus, if I can ask of you if you can just go on my page and see, from this live and then respond back if you don't mind.
If they have questions for you,
Absolutely.
And if y'all have questions and you can't reach Marcus, send them to us. We'll send them to him, and that's how it go. Thank you guys for joining us. Y'all have.
We're not finished
Oh,
yet.
my bad.
We're not finished. Well, one, we want to thank our viewers and everyone that has supported Evolving Soul.
Yes,
this actually will be Our last one for the year.
Yes, we have finished season 1.
Yes. One, again, thank you all. Just thank you. I can't thank you enough for just being there.
Yeah.
Also, tune in because January and on, it's only about to get better.
It's going to get
Yes,
better. 2020 is going to be some amazing things
It's
happening. I
involving
have
soul, Lady El Shatik, Say Great Soul Food. Giving with the perks, everything. I'm ready. Like, let's bring it.
Yeah, we all about to make it happen.
Yes. So thank you all. Okay, now Tamika J.
Oh, now we can say